beautiful like cards, see?
Yeah, just like a fanning out the cards. Yeah. See this? How many people?
100,000.
That's a lot.
Okay, Master, we are ready.
Okay, we are ready.
We are ready.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One more? Oh, thank you. Is it empty? No, empty. Thank you.
It is not empty.
Okay. Oh,
$20.
okay. Yeah.
10 plus 10 equals 20. So
All right.
$20.
Okay.
Put them like this. Beautiful.
Now we can go have ice cream.
Ice cream.
Okay. Look at that. You're on TV. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm on TV.
Yeah, you're on TV. You're on YouTube. YouTube.
Yeah.
You're on YouTube.
I did a video without you before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You did.
And it was with Sugo and me, and she sent it on YouTube.
On YouTube. All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. It's nice to be here with you again at Dharma Treasury Temple. We just finished our Great Compassion Repentance, the one we do before we start our cheese. So starting next Saturday, we'll be doing the cheese. The first 5 weeks will be down south, Los Angeles. And next 5 will be up here in NorCal. Okay? So we're excited about it. And as usual, in order before you do something important, you want to do a repentance to eradicate the obstructions. So that's why we just did the Great Compassion Repentance and invoke upon the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas' power and the Great Compassion Mantra's power to aid us and protect us. Okay? All right. Now today I'd like to report to you our recent trip to Korea. We were there for about 4 weeks. Would you like to be here?
Like 4 weeks?
And be on TV. See you on TV. Yeah. Hey, Evan, you see that? You and then the Ngọc, the little girl. Yeah. Okay. So, are we ready for the slides? Do we report the entire trip or just the one in C? Huh? The entire trip? It starts with the first slide says one in Chi Korea trip. That's why I'm a little bit confused. Okay. Here we go, folks. This is those people waiting for us at the airport. Was something like 5 in the morning. Flight arrived around 4 or 5 in the morning, and they're waiting for us already. Okay, starting at the airport. This is the monk who is staying with us temporarily at Konk as well.
Oh, so is it Master Z?
No, he's probably coming to Los Angeles soon. Okay, and that day we serve Korean food immediately, and of course, green grapes. Each grape, you know how big they are? They're about almost as big as my thumb. My thumb is bigger.
Oh, like about that big?
No, it's a little bit. About the size of my thumb, like this.
We have those.
Okay? And they're so pretty. And I'm told that something like this, you know how much it costs in a Korean grocery store?
What?
$30.
Wow.
Very expensive.
That's a lot.
Okay? And it's very nice. It's crunchy. It's sweet. Okay? And after lunch, we were served tea as usual. This is the tea table at Jewel Conk, okay, 5th floor. We have 2 floors there. The 5th floor here, where the Buddha Hall is, and the other one you see later. And this is the Sunim who's staying with us, okay?
Like Sanggu Suni?
Something like that. And then the fruits, and this is the persimmons, Korean persimmons, and the cantaloupe. It's all, they're both very, very
They
good.
still have a little of the grapes there.
Yeah, I still have the grapes, some of the grapes left. And then, and again, you see the table is a very small, typical Korean table.
Very squeezed.
And we are here on the 2nd floor. That's where we have the dining area, the eating area, and that's the next day, okay? And look at how happy everyone was. And the table is full of food. Every day, it's
And
like that.
water.
And then, as soon as we're done eating, they bring out the desserts.
And it's still full.
Desserts.
And it's still full.
And so full. Wow, it's very tasty. And the first day, okay, they serve us the Korean hot pot. And this here is, guess what? Boys and girls, what's this? This is very expensive Korean mushrooms. They're like $200 a pound, or a kilo or something. Okay,
Wait, but
it's
this
very, very expensive.
This and this are not much.
And the rest is the same. Enoki mushroom, you go to the grocery store here, you can buy them. Enoki mushroom, you have button mushroom here, I forgot the name here, and shiitake, fresh shiitake, and so forth. Did you cook? Oh, someday you will. Okay, and look at all this food here. They're all good and very healthy. Very low in oil. The Koreans do not like oil. They cook without oil, and if you want oily stuff, you add oil later, sesame oil and stuff like that to add flavor. And of course, Korean kimchi. Thank you very much. Yeah, and this soup here is like spring beans. You know, the spring bean with the big green thing is very nutritious, and the broth is clear broth. Oh yeah, it's such a good Kodak moment where Master is loved by his children. Master is so lucky. Okay, what do you see? Anything that interests you?
There's sesame on the rice.
I don't know. What is this? Korean people, what is this? Help us out. I forgot.
You forgot everything.
I forget everything. You are right. How did you know?
Because old people doesn't remember.
Old people don't remember, she says. Who told you?
You said it before.
All people don't remember.
Don't believe everything I tell you. Okay, and then that weekend, because we got there around Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. No, Thursday. And then we immediately got a 1 day's rest, and then and talked to people and so forth. And that weekend, we did the Chan workshops on the 2nd floor. Okay, and quite a few people showed up. And you see later. Are you interested in looking who was there? Who came? Look at that. More than all of you combined for the entire month.
I saw that picture on
You saw the
my
picture?
mom's phone.
On your mom's phone. Oh,
That's
look at those
a
people.
lot. I think we should add
Yeah.
all the people there. Didn't we have a big group?
Yeah, we have a big group too. Just look at that. This guy here is, how old do you think he is? 11 years old.
That's pretty old.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
Older than you.
Yeah, so we have, older than you. And so we have all the cross-section of people from young to wise people.
How long can he sit?
Huh?
I want to know how long can
Can he sit? He sit about 2 hours. Yeah.
I passed 2
The
hours.
mom here can sit for 6 hours. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think she started the last time I was there, starting practicing Chan with us, and
Wow, that's
and I saw her at another temple, and they went there, and I saw her for the first time, but they've been practicing Chan for about a year total. Okay, and you notice that a lot of young people here, which is very unusual for Korean people in Korea. The young people don't go to temples anymore. Okay. And so this is the class that's the instructional talk class that's with me. And there's also on the 5th floor, there's beginner's class. So total, like the first day, 70 people for an area about half the size of this Buddha hall. Can you imagine? The Korean, they can squeeze a lot of people together. So for that small space, they can have 70 people all together. And then next day is around 90 to 100 people. Okay, and then this is in a coffee shop in one of the most expensive areas of of Seoul. Okay, our temple in Bundang, which is about half an hour away in Seoul from Seoul, but this is in the central part of Seoul. So everywhere in Seoul is right in the middle. So everyone can go to the center of Seoul, because Seoul, typically, the traffic is so bad. In order for you to go anywhere, we went to lunch like a few times, and it typically takes an hour to go from one place to the other. And for us, people typically plan for an hour and a half. You give half an hour extra just for traffic. Okay, and after lunch here at a branch of Pho Wangsa, Buddha's Light International. So we stopped by this coffee shop here. It's coffee bean or something, right? Coffee, tea, and bean, whatever. Coffee beans, yeah.
Even
An area about the yard is about the size of Buddha Hall here, and then there are like 3 small buildings. Okay, so, and I'm told by this lady here, okay, who's very knowledgeable about real estate investments there in Korea. You know how much that area is worth? All that property is worth? At least $35 million. Yeah, that small area. 3 small buildings.
it costs.
About the size of your garage. To 3 small garages and a plot of land, this yard about this big of this area, okay, a little bit bigger than the Buddha Hall here. $30 million.
bucks?
Yeah, $30 million.
For buy,
Not just bucks.
for buying
bucks.
for buying it.
Yeah, it costs that much.
That's a lot.
So I wasn't there for the coffee. I was there just to touch the ground. So, this is very expensive dirt. Coffee bean and tea. Yeah. And of course, they have terrible coffee.
That's terrible coffee.
Who's there to look at the real estate?
How do people
I've been to Coffee Bean a few times. I mean, this is just every time is disappointment. Okay, interesting. It's horribly expensive there. Korea is like vertical city. You build on top of each other. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. Next. Where are we? Oh, and then we were invited to talk to a Buddhist university. It's kind of cool. It's a university sponsored by the biggest Korean Buddhist Association, Joge Order. That's where all our Sunims were from. And they invited us to have a talk. So I was there and talked to them for an hour or two. I don't remember. This is happened to be the place where they are also. It's about half a mile away from that coffee bean area. So you know this area is extremely expensive too. And I don't know. They show the photo later. No, they don't show the photo. So then I met with the guy, the monk who is like overseas second man in charge there, and he took me outside his office. His office is huge. It's this Buddha hall, and he says, he had coffee there, this coffee there, and then he says, "Would you like to use my bathroom?" I said, "No, I don't feel like going to the bathroom." "Are you sure? Don't you want to see my bathroom?" And then I say, "No, thank you." And they said, "Then in that case, let me show you something else." So he took me to a terrace just outside his office. It has a 360-degree views of the entire area. And that terrace is probably worth a few $1 million.
What?
It's amazing. Okay, so anyway, so that Tungguk University is Tungguk is Tung is eastern, Guk is Guo or country, eastern country. Okay, and the talk is at the Buddha Hall, which used to be a palace. That area used to be a palace, a summer palace or something of the king, and he would go there and spend the summer. And then they moved on and they built Tungguk University there. Okay, and I think we were invited by this particular nun here. She's very popular. She has her own talk show on Buddhist television. I was one of the guest speakers, one of the episodes with her, and she remembered me, so she brought me back. And it's about this kind of interesting here. They have more. You see, you recognize these faces. They're my Korean groupies. Wherever I went, they all followed me. Okay, and so half of it's my groupies, the other half is the people. Yeah. And after that, we went to have coffee. We make it a practice that wherever we go, we try to support local business. And then the young people group they're here, they ask me a lot of questions. Someone asked about boyfriend, girlfriend, and somebody. Yeah.
Like a
that's
boyfriend? I have a boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend already?
I have a crush already.
Only one?
I only have a crush already.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
crush for you too. I know.
And then after that, we took a photo. Over there.
Yeah, photo.
This one here is even shorter than our shorty. She's works at a school. Her son, one is an engineer, and he depressed, and we helped him out. And he got back on his feet. And the other is a physician. He's in what do you call that? Internship? What is it? Residence. Thank you very much. And then they're both in their 30s and both unmarried. The Koreans, most of these people are not married.
1,500.
Young ones. Okay.
1,500.
1,500 wons. Okay. And then we're taken to a private restaurant. The first time in my life I went to, you heard about these restaurants, right? It's a private clubs where they cater only to the members. Okay, and it's very expensive membership, and the meals are expensive on top of the membership. And this overlooks the royal palace that we see next after the meal. Okay, so the first time I said, "Wow!" I said, "I'm so impressed. I mean, I never been to a private club." Okay, and this is what they serve typically. The utensils are metal. I think the kings, more or less, the kings used to eat with this, I'm told. Korean Sinim, is that correct? One text Sinim or no? You from North Korea, so you don't remember. What about the rest of you South Koreans? No one's paying attention. The Koreans say, Master talk about Korea. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So they all went about their business. Okay? And see, that's the view of the palace. And it's a funny thing because this palace is the second, one of the bigger palaces where most tourists go there. And this one is the second known palace that used to be the residence of the summer residence of the king. Okay, it's a big area. And later we went through the secret garden or something. Okay, and the funny thing is that when the Japanese occupied Korea, in order to mock the Koreans, they turned that royal palace into a zoo. So Japanese. So after the Japanese left, they restored it as a palace again. So we went and took a look. And these are the dishes from the young chef there, young Korean chef. He typically doesn't do vegetarian, but he did a lot of things vegetarian for us. It's quite nice. I enjoyed it. And I was making so effusive with my compliments, and after I forgot, I asked my Korean companion, say, "What do you think about the food today?" And I said, And that's when I said I should have not be so enthused about it. It's kind of cool. It's neat. This tofu is very good. And then the rice with this water chestnut and lotus roots. And this is the fern, okay? And then some green vegetables on the mountain. And they went on the mountain to pick them up. And then they say, I believe this is radish, and this is acorn pasta, and something else. Pasta? Yeah. And so this is our group right here. And it's funny, but for my entire life, I never could go to a private club. And my Sangha, who's been just with us for a few months, went to a private club already. Speaking of lack of blessings, I had to wait my entire life for this. Look at all these people and say, Okay. Okay, and this is the royal palace. And this alley here is for the big shots. So that's why I say, "Oi!" in that way. So I immediately went to the side. I said, we're not supposed to, we're monks, we're not supposed to, you see? We're not supposed to walk on the main thing here. So we walk on there, and took a look inside here. Look at how adorned this is, aren't you? There's no nail here, you know that? No screws, no nails.
Just like this thingy.
Yeah, they cut it and they put it, and the way they put together and the way they hook together, okay, is so solid that it shifts with the expansion contraction of the wood, okay, but it's very stable. And it's all hand painted.
Ooh.
It's so Korean.
Korean.
Yeah.
Korean.
Okay. And then, you know what this is? This is, no. That's what the Koreans call, you never guess. If you guess right, I give you a chocolate bar. A very good one. Anyone. No Koreans. No cheating.
Nobody seems to like chocolate bars.
No one is interested in chocolate bars. You're right. Forget it. Okay? These are tongue. So back then, yeah. You're right. Same to you.
Tongue?
Yeah, tongue. So what happened is back then in Korean culture, don't you realize that the more tongues you have, it's more adorned the building is. So that's very Korean. Everything is hand painted, and look at how handsome Master Z is. Look at him. And it's the only time he's awake. As soon as he sits down, he falls asleep. He's such a happy and peaceful man. Nothing bothers him. And he wakes up, he smiles, takes his photo taken, and he sits down. Look at how beautiful the building is. This is about your height, by the way. Korean is kind of short.
What? No way.
No, it's very pretty. It's kind of nice. The door here is about your height. So when you go over, for normal people like me, they have to go like this.
Wow, this is a small.
Yeah, very small. And this is the entrance to the secret jardin, garden. Okay, and this is how it's structured. There's a pond. They're very, very feng shui minded. It's a huge garden, so it's a lot of walking up, down the hills and stuff like that. And they even have space for the king to practice his shooting, archery, and so forth. And so you have several buildings here bunched together, overlooking the pond. And then there's right here in the middle of the pond, that's where they go fishing, or they go have a drink at night and watch the moon and recite poems and stuff like that. It's so cultural. It's so cool. The close-up shot of that. Now, this is the library of the king, private library. And they have this open space here, so that they can close it and close it in when it's too cold, open it when it's hot. And this is the area where the king would the stage for his children to perform plays to entertain the king. And I don't know what I was doing here. Maybe doing standing meditation. Okay. I wonder what happened. Oh yeah. The funny thing is that day, the day before, that morning I got up. I decided to work out for a change. So I did, for the first time, I tried the reverse squat. You know what that is? You don't work out, you don't know what I'm talking about. You work out, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Reverse squat. And you go down, okay? And it's considered a very good move, okay? When you work out, it's like a basic move where you engage a lot of your muscles, okay? And I forgot that I'd be walking around, okay? Later on in the day, so I use too much weight, so I couldn't even lift my legs. Just to climb up the stair one step, I couldn't even lift up my legs. Okay, and here we have to climb easy the steps, the hills and everywhere. I did the first small hill, I couldn't even breathe. That's why. And of course, the paparazzi took my photo. And we're done. So happy we're done. 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours of walking. And I say, hey, I survived. And this is the building. See this building here where we had that private club?
Yeah.
And that's where it is, overlooking the entrance. Okay? And this is the fall colors you don't have here in California. Here in the fall, in Korea, in the fall time, around fall, the leaves turn the colors, very pretty. Understand? Okay. And then we went to see a good friend of ours, YongHua Sunim, who is a disciple of Master YongHua, one of the Sunims, monks I respect. He practiced Pure Land, taught Pure Land. And this is his quarters here. You see, all important people have their own tea table to receive the guests. And you know what? For our groupies and myself, it's about over 20 people. So we occupy the entire area, and they even place something outside for them to sit. Okay? And that's him right here. That's YongHua Sunim. Okay, that's their Buddha hall. See, look at them. Oh, that's my groupies. Okay? They all follow me everywhere for the whole 4 weeks. And this is the abbot right here. And that's ZhongHua, Master ZhongHua, his master. Okay? And then we went to, this is Haeinsa. Haeinsa is one of the 3 big temples in Korea when they have a copy of the Tripitaka, of the wood boards where they printed the Tripitaka in Korean. The original one was commissioned around the 13th century and was burned. And later they recommissioned that, recreated that. So we rented this Hyundai van, 15-passenger van, and we went to Busan, and we stopped by this Haeinsa first on the way to Busan. Okay, and everyone went. You remember our friend here, Bomhyun Snim, and the typical Parapaji. This is the Fangzang of Haeinsa. Okay, we were allowed to talk to him because one of the people who supported him, she arranged for an audience. Otherwise, who would want to talk to me? So typically, you hear Fang Zhang. This is his living room, by the way. No sofa. They sit on the floor. Okay, and then the guests of honor will be on this side here, and then the other people facing him. Okay, so that's how it worked, and we talked. Okay, and he's the abbot of one of the big 3 temples of Korea. So he's a big shot. He's real big shot. Okay, he gave us some red bean sweets that the president of Korea gave him. He said, "I'm saving this for guests like this." It's probably you can buy it in a grocery store. I think tastes the same to me. Okay? But one thing about the Fangzang I met this trip here, the robe here, that gray robe here, that's their collar, okay? And the Koreans wear that collar. It's so fancy. This is very hot. These are hot times, hot days in Korea. So they wear this big robe. They're very expensive. You can tell from the fabric alone, it's very expensive. And it's very fancy. It's just like royalty something. It's so interesting. They all the 2 Fangzangs I met on this trip, they all wear this kind of fabric.
Master,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Well, why do you call Sangusini shorty?
Because she's short.
Shorter than you.
Isn't she? Oh, sorry, you shorter. Okay, so you shorty. Okay, so look at this. So I say, and again, our brand new Sangha members who are very young. Okay, most of them are less one year old. They get to see the Fangzang of the big 3 temples of Korea. How's that? Huh? And this is what they serve us. Tea and the green grapes and the fancy red bean dessert given to the Fangzang by the president of Korea. Okay? And then he invited me to join the mountain ceremony, a big deal for them in that area. And see, this is big temple. So they have several temples in that whole area. It's a big piece of land, okay, in the mountain. And so a lot of monks and nuns stay in various temples to cultivate. So when on these important moments, they all gather together. So how many were there? Did you guys count or not? No? I'd say around 50. So, and by the way, after we're done, he says, "I'm going to invite you to go join our ceremony." Okay, and I would tell people you from the big main monk from the United States, something, and you know what? Why don't you use my restroom? It's like an honor, you know. It's weird, the Koreans say. For me, if you come to my house, I would not let you use my restroom, okay? It's just very private. Because I don't wash it. I don't clean it.
Nice, Dad.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I keep forgetting that I should my speech should be appropriate for the audience. Sorry. So anyway, so it's kind of cool. And then I was late, so I had to stand back here and watch them. And when they walk back, they pull me up. We say, "Walk with us." And Xienan, of course, is the celebrity there. She, he got on TV shows, radio shows, and so forth. Of course, he was translating for me, okay? And this is the main Buddha hall there. And they're walking around. This thing here is a Korean thing of the summary of the Avatamsaka Sutra written by some Korean Sunims and so forth. And so the whole assembly walk. We all walk together like this, okay? Look at this. Guys, look at that. Huh? And we walk, you go like this, and you go to the next, and you go next 4 times. Huh?
That's just boring.
What?
That's it.
Yeah, and that's their uniforms. Okay, I kind of like it. I know you guys find it boring. I find it funny. See, I had to wear yellow there, so I really stand out.
Why?
Yeah, I thought I'd stand out for a change. To show my respect. Our temple doesn't matter. But, okay. So, and then, what is this?
They have this Buddha thing.
Yeah, one of the, that's a Fangzang right here. Okay? Yeah, and they invited me to go somewhere, I think, to lunch. He says, "Come have lunch with me." I say what? First time I had lunch with a Fangzang. Okay? So I had the lunch. I said, "I hope the food is good." And guess what? It's the same as everyone else. I'm so disappointed. But what's interesting is he has something up his sleeve. You know why he invited me? It's a big dining area, so they partition off a block of an area where they have like a pingfeng partitions so that the monks and the big shots can eat without being seen. Can you imagine, like, if you are a Fangzang or a big shot monk eating, you open your mouth, and someone over there sees you and take a photo, and gets on the internet? That is so embarrassing. So that's why they have the petition out. Okay, so we ate behind the petition. You have like 2 rows of tables, and then the petition to separate ourselves from the regular people. Okay, and I get to eat with them, and Master Z and the other people have to eat with the assembly. Okay, so there's a separation of people who are important and lower class people. Okay, so he brought me to sit with him. And so the Fangzang in a Korean temple, if this is a table, you see the table right here? Then he sits right here in the middle. This is the Bao position, Bao chair. And I sat across the table from him. Okay? So that we can see each other eat. And then I sat down and ate. I didn't know what to do. So I said, whatever everyone is doing, I did. And so he sort of showed me and said, eat this, eat that, and so forth. He's very, very kind, by the way. The Fangzang are very kind, very, very, very friendly, very respectful. And then I realized, whoop, why is everyone watching me? So what happened is that I was surrounded by, see, he and I sitting like this, and next to us, there's some like 8 people, okay? 4 and 4 on each side, who are also enlightened. And they all are scrutinizing me. So they're having fun. To see, can you imagine, for example, you go to lunch, and with these big shots, you know, the big shots, okay? They're so relaxing. They know each other very well, And then you go there and you eat, and it's like having 9 bright lights shining upon you the whole time. Okay? Okay? Surely you must feel a little bit of pressure, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay? So that's what they did to me. They're all enlightened. That's why I was just eating and said, really, wait a minute, why is everyone watching me? I'm just low life. What are you doing watching me? So the guy, the Fangzang, brought me there for his buddies to take a look at me. I said, some sort of weird American monk, And so I said, wow, they're all scrutinizing me. Okay, so there's this monkey across my left, okay, and he was eating and he looked at me like this, staring at me. So I realized he's staring at me, so I gently look over him. He lowered his eyes. Yeah, okay, 9, yes, meow, meow, yeah.
Was it like having like millions of invisible lightsabers going on?
That what?
Lightsabers.
What did she say? Can you translate your mom for me?
Invisible lightsabers.
Lightsabers? Oh, you mean like Star Wars sabers? Oh no. Seriously, it's like having lunch with,
Like light on your eyes like that.
Which bring them on, Bring 20, 40, 50 of these people. Who cares? But they're having fun. They really were having fun. I just observed them. And then after that, he arranged for a personal tour of the Tripitaka templates. Okay, so this Sunim here was look at him.
Bring him up.
And this Sunim here was explaining to us, giving us a private tour of the thing, and you see, and this very special building where. Oh, wait a minute. How much time do I have? Am I supposed to be done now? Oh, darn. Sorry. Not enough time. We have barely got started. Sorry. Oh, well, you don't want to, you'd rather eat lunch anyway, right? So anyway, so this is a special building. There's lots of ventilation. It's no heat. It's no AC in the summer, no heat in the winter. So it's very well ventilated. That's why they kept all these, their natural treasure, by the way. This is a natural treasure for them. Okay? And they all look happy. Okay? Thank you. We stop here. Thank you all for coming. Okay, let's go. Okay. Sorry, Jesus. Hi, Maria Flies.